Apologies for the wait, everyone. Time kind of slipped away from me, and I got distracted by looking at some old things I did like 7 years ago on this channel because, like, the new Witcher 3 next gen update happened, and I just downloaded it. So, this is going to be the first time in a very long time. Actually, no, probably it'll be several years since I actually played The Witcher 3 again. I mean, it's the first game I played on this channel. I made my first video game video on it. So I was just looking through some old videos I did in the past, and it was just drudging up some old memories I had, starting this channel and previous places where I worked and stuff like that. It's just like a whole slew of enemies. But we'll talk about that another time. It's time to get started with more Dragon Ball Super, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get the formalities out of the way. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of Dragon Ball Super. Today, we are going to be going through Volume 12 of the series, so let's go ahead and get started with it. Actually, let's do a little bit of recap. So, Moro has broken out. We find out that Moro's last wish was used to break out all the prisoners from Galactic Patrol, and he just set them loose on different planets, having them go. They're serving him right now, with Saganbo, one of the heads of these gangs, being his right-hand man, and he's sending all these other people out to find planets, ransack it of all its treasures, and then having Moro come up behind them. I don't even know what that was. Coming up behind him in order to, suck the planet dry of life and empower himself. And while that's going on, Goku is training with Merus in an attempt to try and better access and control Ultra Instinct, while Vegeta, being upset that he wasn't able to contend with Moro as he currently is, has gone to planet Yardrat in order to learn the techniques from them that'll give him an edge over Moro right now. And also, on Earth, Piccolo encountered the Macareni gang, who, even though he shot down their ship, they still managed to call out towards Moro and company, and they're sending a scouting party out to Earth to see what's going on with the Macareni gang. And if something happens to that scouting party, then Moro will want to go to Earth and see for himself. And if Moro gets to Earth, then Earth is going to be in massive trouble yet again. So, now we get to see what happens in Volume 12! I'm so happy that I only have 4 more physical volumes of Dragon Ball to read through, and then I have a couple more chapters after that, and then I can fully catch up to the series. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and get started with Volume 12, Merus's True Identity. And like the rest of the chapters that we have, it's only going to be 4 chapters per volume. Chapters 53 through 56. Let's go back to the story thus far. A long, long time ago, Son Goku left on a journey in search of the legendary Dragon Balls, a set of 7 balls that when gathered would summon the dragon Shenron to grant any wish. After a great adventure, he collects them all. Later, he becomes the apprentice of Master Roshi. The format of the sentences has changed because on one side it had Master Roshi on the right side of the page, and now it's kind of condensed it a little bit more. Later, he becomes the apprentice of Master Roshi, fights a number of vicious enemies, defeats the great Majin Buu, and restores peace on Earth. Yo, Snow, you are right on time. I was doing a little bit of a recap of the story thus far. You are right on time. I haven't started on chapters. We're doing the chapter recap. Fights a number of vicious enemies, defeats the great Majin Buu, and restores peace on Earth. Some time passes, and then Lord Beerus, the god of destruction, suddenly awakens and sets out in search of the Super Saiyan God. Goku, by becoming the Super Saiyan God, manages to stop Beerus from destroying the Earth, and starts training under him with Vegeta. After some time, the ancient villain Moro escapes from the galactic prison and goes off to search for the Dragon Balls in New Namek, where Goku and the Galactic Patrol confront him. However, Moro's ability to absorb life energy is too much for them, and Moro manages to make his wishes. After retreating, Goku travels to a distant planet to train with Merus, while Vegeta goes to Yardrat to learn about spirit techniques that could defeat Moro. Meanwhile, Moro himself has freed a gang of convicts from the galactic prison and is commanding them to attack planets across the galaxy. Now, his evil may threaten Earth as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the recap of what we got going on. And I've been noticing that in all of these recent chapters, the guiding angels, basically like Whis and Vados, all of them have been saying table of contents throughout the past couple of volumes. So, let's get started with chapter 53, Saganbo's Galactic Bandit Brigade. And then it cuts to Krillin as he's going,
Huh? That's a lot to take in.
And then it cuts to Bulma going,
So you see, the Galactic Patrol needs all the fighters it can get. On that note, where are Gohan and Ten Shinhan?
And then Krillin goes,
Gohan's at one of his college lectures, but he'll swing by after that. And Ten Shinhan doesn't own a cell phone, so we've got no way to reach him. Geez, who doesn't have a phone in this day and age?
Places where phones aren't made.
Should we contact Yamcha?
And then a Galactic Patrol ship comes in, and it's Jocko.
Jocko's here. Hey, Bulma, I told you to gather up all the toughest fighters. All the toughest warriors. Krillin was the only one who could come. He's got absolutely nothing else going on. I'm not that free.
Dende! Goes Eska. Eska, it's really you! Thank goodness you're safe.
Yes!
And then Jocko.
The brat tagged along when I said I was heading for Earth.
Was he the only one who made it? Says Piccolo.
Yep, you three are the last surviving Namekians.
And then Eska.
I'm ready to fight for peace in the galaxy and to restore Namek. So if there's any way I can help, please let me know.
And then it cuts to the Macaroni Gang. Pasta!
It's if you losers could ever stand up tomorrow. It's obey or be killed. No third option, you hear? Pasta! You three are the last people I expected to run into here. Long time no see, Pipsqueak. I've never met anyone who belonged in a cage more than you. Mighty kind of you to say. Once everything's hunky-dory again, you're headed right back to the Galactic Slammer. You still don't get it. The main force is gonna swoop down to rescue us any day now. What? You let them contact Moro?
And then Piccolo reluctantly confirms what Pasta's saying. I'm moving my mic too much because I'm trying to get it a good position. I had to move my stream deck a little bit. Apologies.
Just try leading with that next time. I better ask HQ to confirm who's exactly coming our way.
And then it cuts to some other prisoners who are making their way towards Earth.
Earth, huh? Never heard of it. How about you, Yunba?
No, Shimorenka, but I'm sure hope it's got some yummy treats.
You got food on the brain and not much else, huh?
Of course! It's been nothing but those stinking bar things since we busted out of prison.
Planet 4032, Green 877. The third planet from its star, in the outskirts of the northern sector of space. And the people who are talking is the shortstop who was slicing through all those aliens that they stole the treasure from, and then the one dude who set out a laser blast that pretty much destroyed almost all of them before he was stopped by Saganbo after telling him that there won't be much left for Moro to absorb if you kill everyone. Those are the individuals who are currently heading to Earth.
Should've known you'd have the intel, 7-3.
Data indicates this planet is still in the developmental stage and is of little value.
Little value? Probably nothing yummy then.
However, this data is from before we were arrested by the Galactic Patrol. It could be out of date.
Bah! Sounds like a boring rock.
Ah, I'm so hungry! No more waiting! Find another planet for a pit stop!
Fine, whatever!
Just
a quick stop!
And then they go to another planet while they're on the way. Then it cuts to Jocko. Oh, wait. It cuts to Galactic HQ. Agent Jocko, we have a lead on the ship charting a course for Earth. Scans suggest that Shimoeka and Yunba are on board, along with OG-73 and -1.
The 7-3 is with them?
And then Krillin.
Who the heck is that? Is that his name? All three are Saganbo's henchmen. They're members of an...
Why do I say these?
They're members of an infamous brigade of galactic bandits. They rampaged across the galaxy before great pains were taken to catch them. By you, Jocko? No, by Agent Merus.
But the Earth's got Piccolo and Gohan. We'll be fine, right?
Oh, sure. On that note, I'll be off. If you survive, I'll be back to recruit you later. Wait a second, goes Bulma. Leaving so soon? You should stay and fight too. Nah, I'm out of here. I only came to pick up the new recruits anyway. You're the only one who knows anything about these baddies, so you better help us.
And then it cuts to Krillin, who just says,
so you're saying they're too strong for you to beat? You don't beat around the bush, huh? But to be honest, yeah, exactly.
And then Piccolo.
What do we need to know about them? At least tell us that before you leave.
Sheesh, fine, but then I'm gone. They're all wicked strong, but the one to watch out for is OG 73-1 and his nasty special move.
And then it cuts to these same people. It cuts to these same bandits who are just ransacking a whole planet full of porcupine-looking aliens. And as Yunba and Shimareka are eating and stuffing themselves, 73 is just pretty much severed this dude through the middle because he's got his legs over in one spot, and the other ones are threatened to shoot quills at him. And when they do, 73 picks up the dude that's, messed up on the ground and allows all of the quills to hit this person instead. And then as he's squeezing his neck, the jewel on 73's head starts to glow, and it shows an image of these quill people, and apparently it allows him to copy their moves because quills start to form on 73's back, and he shoots those quills back at those porcupine aliens.
A copy ability? What do you mean? He can steal other people's powers by grabbing their necks. The stolen power lasts for 30 minutes. A whole half hour?
So this isn't about hijacking bodies or brainwashing?
Nah, not like that. 73 is already plenty strong, so the ability he copies just gives him an extra boost. What sort of being is he? An artificial clone, cooked up by a planet with advanced tech and science, so he's got nothing resembling normal emotions or feelings. He's just a killing machine who obeys his allies' orders.
And it shows Yunba and Shimareko. Is it Shimareko? Hold on. No, Shimareka. Shimareka and Yunba are loading up the treasure while all the dead bodies of the porcupine aliens are just laying on the ground after 73 just pierced through all of them. Then it cuts to 73 noticing something behind inside of a cave, and it shows that there are some more porcupine people escaping to another place using a portal. And as the last person goes through, the one porcupine alien that is holding the portal open sees them. And they see him. And then it cuts back to Krillin.
Well, how long do we have? They'll be here in about 10 days.
Only 10 days? I'd better start training.
How about you, Piccolo?
I never stop honing myself even in the best of times.
And then, before... There's no owl in my room, but... Yo, Psycho, what's going on? Yo, as soon as they're talking about it's gonna take them 10 days to get there, apparently 73 has already copied that one porcupine alien's ability to make portals, and has created a portal that puts them right on Kami's lookout. They are right there. So much for them giving 10 days. Shimareka and Yunba, along with 73, just appear right there, as it shows that one porcupine alien that used a portal inside of the jewel on his head.
Huh? Who are they? 73!
What? These 3 other bandits?
And then it comes to Shimareka.
Lucky us, the planet we stopped on was home to these critters who could create warp portals.
Would have taken days to get here by starship.
There. The Macareni gang. And then all 3 of them just walk over to the Macareni. And then Shimareka looks over at Jocko.
Oh, you're with the Galactic Patrol, huh? Drawing a blank on your name, though.
It's Jocko.
Right. Why are you here, guy? Don't tell me you wrangled the Macareni gang. Not a bad day's work. Darn right I did. And if you're here to save them, think again.
And then Krillin doesn't say anything. And then it cuts to Pasta.
You showed up quick, Shimareka. Be a pal and bust us out of here. Hey, ya Pasta! Alive and well, huh? I've got a message for you from Lord Moro.
Oh, this is not... I don't even need to go to the next page to know what this message is. It is not a good message.
Traitors who act on their own are disposable. His words, not mine.
And then as he's preparing to kill the Macaroni gang, Piccolo stops him.
What do you want?
No killing allowed in the sanctuary.
And then Shimareka goes,
Get off of me!
And no evildoers allowed on planet Earth, so be gone.
And then Shimareka looks over at 73. And then he appears behind Piccolo just instantaneously and grabs him by the neck. This is the same way he's been copying abilities from everyone. He grabs onto them, and then he copies their ability. And then it shows that, and this surprises everyone,
Piccolo!
And as he squeezes Piccolo's neck, he copies Piccolo. Piccolo bats him away.
What did you do?
Oh no!
Yo, Ravi! We are still on the first chapter of Volume 12. And 3 members of Moro's group have just instantly appeared on Earth because one of their members can copy abilities, and one of the recent abilities, he can copy abilities. It's 73. The dude that lasered those other aliens that they stole treasure from. He's able to copy abilities for 30 minutes, and on the last planet they went to for a pit stop to grab some food, he copied the ability to create portals. And what could have caused them to travel 10 days in order to get to Earth, they instantly teleport over there using portals that 73 copied, and now 73 has copied Piccolo while they were preparing to kill the Macareni gang because Moro sees them as traitors.
Oh no! Do it, 73!
And then 73 puts his fingers up and just instantaneously fires a special beam cannon at Piccolo and company, which winds up shooting straight through the lookout.
You got some sweet moves up your sleeve, I guess. You let him copy all your abilities.
What?
And then a fist comes up and stretches and hits Jocko directly off of the lookout tower, which means that not only did 73 copy Piccolo's special beam cannon, but he also copied his stretching ability, stretching ability as well. I know it's called a malleability or elongation, but stretching ability is what everyone pretty much uses. And it knocks him completely off the tower.
Jocko!
And then Piccolo flies off and tries to go after Jocko. And then Shimareka goes,
After them!
And then 73 goes after them. And as Krillin tries to fly over, he goes,
Wait up!
And then he gets grabbed by Yunba.
Nah, you're gonna fight me.
I smell Class 1B from My Hero Academia. But he laughs like Seth Rogen. But he's grabbing on the Krillin as Piccolo flies after Jocko. And Jocko turns his jet boots on, and he flies in the air, surprising Piccolo. And then he stops and goes,
You could fly all along?
For short bursts, yeah.
And they both land in the canyon area where Piccolo likes to train.
You just had to go and let him grab you even after my warning about his ability.
Sorry, that was sloppy. But tell me how best to fight him.
Well, the copied moves are just as strong as the originals, meaning that one he fired off was basically no different than if you'd done it.
Right, understand.
Same goes for punches and kicks. They're all just like your moves.
So I must think of it as fighting an exact copy of myself.
Here he comes!
And then it shows 73 zooming in towards Jocko and Piccolo, stretching his arms at the same time. And then Piccolo does the same thing and stretches his arms towards 73, and they both clash with one another. And as they're clashing, they draw in their arms towards each other, and they wind up headbutting each other. And then it just shows the both of them stretching their arms as they continue to clash with one another. And in the process, Jocko's gun gets taken away by Shimareka.
Over here, galactic loser! You dare steal my sidearm? It's as important as a galactic agent's life! You've got some nerve, Shimareka! Give it back!
As he's, trying to get his gun back by Shimareka, who we've seen is capable of slicing through people cleanly. And as it cuts to 73 and Piccolo preparing to hit each other with blasts, an explosion happens, and they both get launched away. But, with 73 being like a soulless machine, kinda, a soulless machine-like copy, he doesn't respond emotionally to being hit this way. And then he opens up his mouth and he blasts Piccolo.
Forgot to mention, that guy's got infinite stamina. You can't wear him down.
Darn it. You might have mentioned that sooner.
As Piccolo's weighted clothes gets blasted completely off of him. And then it cuts to Yunba fighting Krillin.
Ho-hoi! Hoi-hoi!
This guy wouldn't expect such sharp attacks based on his looks.
Then it cuts to Bulma as Hercule is there while Mr. Popo's watching after Bulla, Bulla or Bra, if you want to call her, with Dende and Eska watching on.
Hercule, go and help him!
Sure thing. Cue-ball needs backup, huh?
And then he goes over, starts waving his hands. He starts flailing his hands like in a vain attempt to try and hit him. But Yunba jumps far behind Krillin and starts rebounding all over the place like a human bounce ball. And then he jumps high into the air. Well, actually, he jumps high into the air, and then he freezes, like he stops in midair, and he starts spinning. And then he winds up dive-bombing Krillin straight through Kami's lookout.
Cubo, you okay down there?
And then Bulma goes,
let's follow them! Get in, everyone!
And then Bulma takes everyone inside of her ship, and they all take off. Then we cut back to the wasteland as 73 is still fighting Piccolo, and they're shooting blasts at each other. They're shooting special beam cannons at each other, and it's like a beam clash. When's the last time we've seen a beam clash in any recent Dragon Ball game? I remember when they used to be a thing. You shoot a blast at another player or another character, and they shoot a blast at you at the exact same time, it then becomes a beam struggle. When's the last time we ever had that in Dragon Ball games? Sorry, question for another time. But they shoot special beam cannons at each other, and the resulting blasts just starts to build up in the middle of the both of them.
Darn it! Getting beaten by my own techniques.
He'll be back to normal after 30 minutes. Just try to hold out.
As Jocko's contending with Shimareka.
Sorry, but I don't think I'll last that long.
And then it cuts to Piccolo's own blast starting to get enveloped by 73's. And as he struggles, he gets hit by a special beam cannon that slices straight through the platform where he and Shimareka slices through the platform that Jocko and Shimareka are fighting on. Then it cuts to a space where Piccolo should have been, but he's no longer there.
Where'd he even go? Was he blown to bits?
And then 27 looks over, and then he looks over in another location Yo! Gohan's here! Apparently his lecture is over. But Gohan is here now. Are you okay, Piccolo?
Oh, it's Son Goku's boy!
Thanks for the save, Gohan.
I'm sorry I'm so late, but what's going on? Who are these guys?
I'll save the long version for later. For now, Gohan, just don't let that one grab you by the neck or else he'll copy your powers.
Copy?
Right now, you're the strongest fighter we've got on Earth.
And then Gohan takes off his glasses. So my dad and Vegeta must be off-world. Then we cut to the location where Merus and Goku are training. Far, far from Earth, on an uninhabited planet, we have Merus and Goku still going on, with narration. Son Goku and Merus, far, far from Earth on an uninhabited planet. Son Goku and Merus train in a special dimension cut off from the outside world, one where time flows differently. They're in another hyperbolic time chamber, and it shows Goku getting hit constantly by Merus. And mind you, Goku is broken all the way down, he's in tatters, and yet Merus doesn't have a single scratch on him. So Merus has been working them ribs. Darn. Now I'm kind of doubting that I actually ever managed to use Ultra Instinct. I expect you were in an extreme crisis when it first activated. For sure, it was a matter of life and death. Then the quickest way to achieve it again is to replicate those conditions. You mean I gotta be prepared to die during this training? Yes, exactly. Fine, then you better come at me to kill. And then it cuts to Planet Yardrat. Planet Yardrat. As Vegeta is training by focusing and concentrating by sitting on one of those tall spires that I think Goku did in the past. Hey, how many more days of this?
Your spirit is even less stable than Goku was. First, you must achieve balance in body and mind. By the way, Goku was up there for 150 days.
For 150 days?
Your balance is all disrupted again.
Darn it. I'm starting to regret ever coming to this rock.
And that is the end of Chapter 53. Onwards to Chapter 54, and as a little image footnote here, we have Saganbo's Galactic Bandit Brigade member Yunba, Saganbo's Galactic Brigade Bandit Brigade member OG-73-I, not 73-1, it's 73-I. But when they don't put the little lines over the top of the I, it's kind of tricky for me to tell. And then Saganbo's Galactic Bandit Brigade member Shimoreka. Chapter 54, Gohan versus 73. And this page begins. Is he training to be a sage? That's what I was thinking, because that's exactly what Naruto had to do when he was in Mount Myoboku. He was training. He had to sit real still and keep his balance and just learn how to absorb chakra naturally by standing still to get that sage jutsu going. That's kind of what it reminded me of. But Chapter 54 begins with Gohan coming in and punching 73 with enough force to, punch through his clothes and blow a hole out of his back, like from the shockwave of the punch. Like, you ever seen someone get punched in like a super high-powered kung fu movie? They get punched in the stomach, and then the resulting shockwave goes through their clothes and causes a hole to appear in their clothes, like they punch straight through them. And he sends 73 flying towards the ground. And then 73 blasts at Gohan, which he easily dodges. And then Gohan sees all of these blasts and sees that all of them are actually stopping because he's trying to use Piccolo's Hell Zone grenade. And Gohan sees this, and then he's enveloped in an explosion. As Piccolo goes, Gohan! There! As it shows that Gohan is directly behind 73, completely unscathed, pointing his fingers at the back of 73. And then he blasts 73 in the back and sends him flying into a pillar that Shimoreka is on.
73!
And then it shows 73, his prison uniform starting to get more and more tattered. Well done, Gohan. I know your moves better than just about anyone, Piccolo. And I've got mixed feelings about you beating a copy of me that easily. And then Piccolo uses his powers to put Gohan's training gi back on. Now get out there and end this. Right. And then it shows 73 turning himself into like a massive giant. Ugh. Now you're a giant, huh? And 73 doesn't say anything, and he tries to punch where Piccolo and Gohan are. And Gohan is already in the air going, I'm pretty familiar with that one too. And he flies directly over to 73's face before he can be grabbed, and he delivers a swift kick to 73's face. And as he's stumbling around on the ground shakes, and apparently Krillin and Yunba are on the ground inside of the wasteland as well, and they feel the entire environment shake from Gohan fighting 73.
The heck? It's that other guy.
And then Yunba's watching on as Gohan is fighting 73. And then Gohan appears right behind 73 and shoots him in the back of his legs, causing him to kind of stumble. And then Gohan comes up and slams 73 directly in the chest with like a swift dive kick while he's stumbling and losing his balance, causing 73 to hit the ground. And then Yunba flies over with Krillin going,
Huh?
and then we get Shimareka.
Hey, 73, don't quit on me now!
And then Yunba.
What's going on, Shimareka?
Guess our data for this planet was super outdated, and that guy's the one we should have had our man copy.
And then 73 gets up.
Listen, 73, whatever it takes, get your hand around that guy's neck.
Very well. And then it shows Gohan in the air as not only does 73 stretch his hands towards him, he tries it in an attempt to grab onto Gohan. But then Gohan flies out of the way, and he keeps evading every attempt for 73 to get a hold of him. Because if 73 gets a hold of Gohan, then he's going to be far more powerful than anyone else is on Earth right now. Because since Goku and Vegeta are not on Earth, Gohan is the strongest person on Earth right now. And if 73 grabs him, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, because Gohan has the greatest potential out of both Goku and Vegeta. He literally is. It's just that he chooses to be like an academic person rather than a fighter like Goku is. But he avoids getting grabbed by 73 and he darts off. And then Krillin catches up with Jocko and Piccolo.
Piccolo! Gohan showed up, huh?
Yeah, definitely someone we can count on. Same as always.
And then it shows Gohan as he's weaving through the lower half of the canyon as 73's arm continues to stretch after him. And as he's flying, Gohan is charging up a Kame. And then another hand comes up through a canyon wall in an attempt to grab Gohan. Oh, I love doing these dramatic readings. He tries to grab onto Gohan, and he keeps evading him, and he starts running up 73's arm. Ha-me! And he's directly in front of 73's face. And then, as it goes to the jewel that's on 73's head, the image of Piccolo disappears, and 73 starts to shrink back to his normal size. His 30-minute limit is up. And this surprises Gohan.
The ability wore off! He's out of time!
As Shimareka gets upset.
Fire it off anyway, son Gohan! Now's your chance!
And then it cuts to Krillin going,
Wait, if he shoots from there, the Earth is done for!
He's no fool. He'll detonate it right at the surface.
So you mean to tell me that this Kame that Gohan is building up is enough to actually do something substantial to the Earth? We got these planet busters just living on Earth. Just, oh my goodness. Ha! And he shoots directly at 73 with Shimareka.
73! Use what you've got in stock!
And then, stock. Because that surprises Jocko.
Stock?
And that as the blast gets closer and closer to 73, another image appears in his other jewels, because he has like 3 jewels on his head. 2 small ones on the side and 1 big one. On one side, he has the power saved for him to be able to create portals. On the other, he has Moro. And he switches Moro's power to the center for him to use, and there's a flash, and they're wondering what's going to happen, but as Krillin puts his hands up, thinking that there's going to be a massive explosion, but there isn't, because 73 is still standing there.
Where's the boom?
He ate it.
Huh?
As it shows 73 standing there, completely fine. As he gulps, and it appears that he pretty much absorbed and consumed Gohan's Kame Blast. as he just breathes out a sigh, and the aura of Moro comes off of him because he basically copied Moro's ability.
He ate the ki blast.
Look, Moro! He had Moro's powers in stock,
Goes Jocko. And Gohan, what's that mean?
In stock? You never said anything about that.
Yeah, well, he can switch to other copied abilities, storing up to 3 identities at a time.
What is it with Jocko revealing this stuff at the last minute? If you want people to be prepared to fight someone, tell them everything. Don't wait until that surprise power pops up and be like,
Oh yeah, he can do that.
that's not battle readiness. That's battle last minuteness. You don't want that, especially if you don't know what the person can, if the people you want fighting don't know what the other person can actually do. Jocko, good lord.
Yeah, well, he can switch to other copied abilities, storing up to 3 identities at a time.
And then 73 puts his hand up.
Huh? What now? This is bad. He's gonna absorb energy. Take him down before he can.
And then Jocko, Piccolo, and Krillin rush towards 73. And 73 raises his hand and causes a firewall to erupt up, like we've seen Moro do back on planet New Namek. And as that's going on, Gohan appears right behind 73, but 73 creates a wall of flames around him as 73 prepares to absorb energy from the planet itself. He literally copied Moro.
Huh? What's this all about? We can't get close.
And then it cuts to Shimareka, who's there with Yunba.
Close one, huh? Never thought we'd need our secret weapon so soon.
So you see, Captain, we had to resort to that. Sorry.
And then it cuts to Moro with Saganbo in their ship on some other planet with like weird disc-like platforms on top. Almost reminds me of Kamino if they actually had, far more high-reaching structures over this ocean planet.
Is that so? Finish up there and quick, and get back here.
And Moro doesn't say anything until he's done.
What? They already made use of my copied abilities. Sorry, they were supposed to be used as a last resort. Copying, a useful power, but I don't like my neck getting touched all the time. I don't want him employing it for just anything. Apologies, Lord Moro. I assume it's being put to good use. We can check it out from here, actually. Shimareka, switch to monitor mode.
You got it.
Project the live feed here, Koitar.
How do you say that? Koitar? Koiter? How do you say that? Quoitur? Koiter?
Shimareka, switch to monitor mode.
You got it.
Project the live feed from here, Koitar.
Sure. And this is a dude that's robotic, just like Vegeta was from the Tournament of Power. And then it cuts to the live feed of 73 using Moro's ability to absorb energy, and he's absorbing energy out of everyone. Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Jocko, with Gohan going,
feeling drained. This is that energy absorption.
Dang, how'd it come to this?
Goes Jocko. And then it cuts to Shimareka and Yumba landing next to 73.
Don't absorb the planet's energy. That's on Lord Moro's menu.
I know. I am only targeting these 4.
And then it cuts to Moro watching with Sagambo this whole feed as they're watching this whole fight go down. And then it cuts to Moro asking,
does this have a time limit as well? Yes, which is why they gotta end this quick. Right. It does come as a surprise that Earth is home to beings stronger than right. It does come as a surprise that Earth is home to beings stronger than my guys. Earth? 10 million years ago, it was a planet of mere monkeys. They've evolved quite a bit since then.
And then it cuts to Yunba and Shimareka. Yunba kicking away Jocko and Gohan, as Shimareka bats away Krillin and Piccolo.
Too bad for you. Being stronger doesn't always net you the win.
Well, let me read that again.
Too bad for you. Being stronger doesn't always net you the win.
And then Yunba lands directly on top of Gohan, like in a sumo press, and then just while he's on top of him, starts beating up on Gohan.
Gohan!
Goes Krillin. And then everyone's being beat up. Shimareka is beating up on Krillin, beating up on Piccolo, while Gohan's being beat up by Yunba, and Jocko's just stuck in the middle. And then Piccolo, after getting kicked away, goes,
Don't get too cocky. Even if we die today, Goku and Vegeta will make sure you go down.
Goku? Vegeta? Who are they?
the Saiyans who were on Namek.
Oh, them. What about them? Right now, they're training to beat you punks. You won't get your way, you know? Training, you say? Did you hear that, Lord Moro?
Oh wait, this is Saganbo.
Did you hear that, Lord Moro? Goku,
Vegeta. So they were the Galactic Patrol members on Namek.
if we let them run free, it could come back to bite us. Why not just go and eat Earth first? Pull everyone back from this planet. We're taking off.
Shh, sure. And then Moro goes, wait, huh? Those two are supposedly training.
Right, I suppose they just turned tail for good back then, but they still got some fight left in them. Who knew?
Which means they will deliver me far greater energy if I only wait a spell. If I only wait a spell. My accent disappeared, sorry. Which means they will deliver me far greater energy if I only wait a spell. For now, tell those three to retreat from Earth.
Huh?
Once the ones called Goku and Vegeta return with more energy than ever, I shall consume them and their precious Earth. The Galactic Patrol no longer poses a threat, so we need not remain hidden from them.
You got it. You hear that, boys?
Huh? Sure, okay. Yunba, 73, Captain's ordering us to say bye-bye to this rock and get back to the main force.
And then, 73 dissipates the energy-draining attack.
Huh? Why?
We're gonna do this job later, after those Saiyans show up.
Son Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, those two.
Boring.
You people got off easy.
And then, Yunba, Shimareka, and 73 just start to leave. And Krillin,
but why? What's going on? Lord Moro's gonna come and gobble up those Saiyans himself.
So the big boss is coming here?
Yep, and then you fools and this planet are done for. Better tell your Saiyan pals to get back here, okay?
And then as I start to leave, Shimareka continues.
We'll be back in Galactic Cycle 7, so don't even think about running. How long does that give us? In Earth time, about 20 days. But they'll never make it back by Cycle 7, Shimareka. You see, this planet's tech is totally primitive, so it's gonna take time. You gotta wait until at least Cycle 8. That long? For real? Fine, I'll let Lord Moro know.
Whew. And then it cuts to 73 using that Porcupine's portal power to just teleport out of there.
Later!
And then they all just disappear. And then Krillin goes, we're safe for now, I think.
Gohan, you okay?
Sorry I let them get away.
Don't sweat it. We would have really been in trouble without you here. And take it easy. Dende can patch you right up. Him or Senzu Bean.
Senzu Bean! And then Piccolo.
So when are they actually returning, Jocko?
In 2 months. You bought us an extra month and then some? Nice going, Jocko. I mean, I can't go dying before that one anime movie comes out next month.
He didn't do it. He did it so that he'd still be alive so he can go see an anime movie. Not because Goku and Vegeta will be back within that time. Remind me why people like Jocko? Remind me?
I mean, I can't go dying before that one anime movie comes out next month.
And then Bulma and company fly over to where Piccolo and company are.
Guys, you're alive! Bulma!
And so, Earth was safe from danger for the time being. However, the countdown began for this grave threat's next visit.
And then it cuts to Merus. Understood. We will travel to Earth in 2 months' time.
News of Moro's impending trip to Earth reached Merus via Galactic Patrol HQ.
And then it cuts to Goku, who's eating. Huh? Moro's pals showed up on Earth? It seems all is well, though. Thank goodness Agent Jocko was there for them. Gotcha. But they said the bad guys are gonna come back. Yes. 2 months? That's more time than we thought, huh?
It gives us 6 months in here. I feel sorry for the planets that will be sacrificed in the meantime. But assuming Moro's capture when the time comes is our... But assuring, not assuming, assuring. In theory, Jocko is one of us. Kinda. But assuring Moro's capture when the time comes is our top priority. That means my training's gotta pay off or else. Well, fine. My belly's full, so let's get right back to it. Yes, and then Goku puts on his tattered clothes again. I just realized, I've never seen you eat. Don't you ever get hungry? I can eat or not eat. It's all the same to me. What is Merus? Huh? We said the same thing. Whoa, wait a minute. I can eat or not eat. It's all the same to me. Huh? We said the same thing. If it's the same to you, then maybe I won't eat either. The food here's kinda meh. And then Goku and Merus continue to clash at each other. And then, as they're clashing, it shows Whis watching them the whole time. He can see them even in the hyperbolic time chamber. And he's right outside the palace of Zeno. And then we cut to the Grand Priest. So very sorry to make you wait. Now how can I help you, Whis? Apologies for the sudden request, Grand Priest. I presume you are aware that our universe is once again in discord? It seems that way. Universe 7 is certainly a restless one. I am deeply ashamed for it. Well, what business do you have with me? I don't suppose you intend to ask for your universe to be saved. I would never. We angels must maintain neutrality, siding with neither good nor evil, kind of like Watchers from the Marvel Universe. Just so. Then what would you ask of me? There is something I wish to confirm concerning our angel laws. The matter of Merus, I suppose. You are aware then. Oh? Wait. There is something I wish to confirm concerning our angel laws. The matter of Merus, I suppose. You are aware then? And that the chapter ends. The chapter ends! Who is Merus? Who is Merus? And then it just shows Saganbo at the end of chapter 54. Saganbo's Galactic Bandit Brigade leader, Saganbo. And I can't tell how high they are. Then it cuts back to the Grand Palace of Zeno, which is actually floating on a giant space jellyfish of some kind. I never knew that. Chapter 55, Merus's True Identity. I dispatch my trainee, whoa, wait! The Grand Priest says, I dispatched my trainee, Angel Merus, to Universe 7 so that he might learn about the ways of things and broaden his perspective. Indeed, we angels must always act impartially. Beyond that single law, there are no restrictions on what we can or cannot do. His enlisting in the Galactic Patrol seemed a decent choice, as it would allow him to observe the side of good and virtue. But alas, he seems to have gained a bias. Just so. Any further involvement would make him in violation of our code. I suspect him to be an angel? No, he is! He's a trainee! As he is pushing the limit, I shall have to end Merus's tenure in the mortal realm. Grand Priest, might you allow me to collect Merus and deal with him on my own? Meaning? His actions with the Galactic Patrol have been limited to fighting with mortal weapons. He hasn't used his angel abilities, and at the moment all he is doing is training Goku, no more than that. Yes, it is as you say. Even I have taken it upon myself. Well, let me read this currently, because the way the sentence is formatted kind of confuses me a little bit. It throws me off when I'm trying to read quickly. Even I have taken it upon myself to train mortals. Only because you crave the food on Earth. Oh, am I that transparent? Very well. He has come perilously close, but he has not yet violated our laws. Go on. I leave Merus in your care. Much obliged, but do keep a close eye on that one. Understood. Troublemaker or not, I do not wish to lose an angel.
Then it cuts to planet Yardrat, where Iriko is waiting.
Darn, I still can't get a hold of HQ. What's going on in the galaxy? I sure hope everyone's okay.
Yardrat falls outside of the Galactic Patrol's jurisdiction. With no way to communicate, Iriko and Vegeta couldn't receive updates.
Huh? Wait, that ship?
And he looks up and Iriko sees a ship that belongs to Moro's grand ship that's right there. And then it cuts to the older Yardratian dude, and then another shorter one as he lands right next to him. And then Vegeta comes up right behind them. And he lands on, and mind you, they're popping and jumping off of these pointed spike pillars. And Vegeta lands on one of them behind the Elder.
Wonderful spirit power. Your spirit is now more polished than Goku's, and you managed it in no time. Your spirit is now more polished than Goku's, and you managed it in no time.
Of course, Kakarot and I are not cut from the same cloth.
Now, to begin teaching you our abilities.
At last.
And then all of a sudden, Vegeta is completely healed.
Was that a healing technique?
One of our Elder Paibara's signature moves. Pretty great, huh?
And I can learn to perform such a move?
Don't get ahead of yourself. That's high-level stuff, and you're not there yet.
What can I do at this point, then?
First, the most fundamental basics. I will teach you instant transmission.
Instant transmission is only the basics.
And then there's an explosion in the distance.
What the?
And there's an explosion and smoke rising from back there, from in the distance.
I'm sensing wicked spirits on our planet.
Yikes, we've got some unpleasant guests.
And then Iriko flies over.
Vegeta! It's bad! Moro's goons are here!
They made it out this far.
Wait, Vegeta,
What now?
you're still in training. Be mindful of how you wield that power, okay?
And then Vegeta just looks confused at him. And then more explosions happen.
Darn it! Try to keep up, Iriko.
And then it cuts to more of Sagambo's groups just wreaking havoc on the Yardratians, just blowing apart buildings and beating up the Yardratians themselves.
A lovely planet brimming with energy, one that is sure to please Lord Moro.
And then Vegeta and Iriko land in front of this fancy-looking prisoner. Who might this be?
That's
Yuzen, one of Saganbo's minions.
Moro wouldn't be making a meal of this planet.
Oh, you are? Oh, you are? Yes, the Galactic Patrol member from Namek. You fled all the way to this rock. Lord Moro ought to know about this.
Not on my watch.
And as Vegeta prepares to blast this dude, the blast appears directly point blank in front of Vegeta, not where he intended, and the blast, like, you know how the power builds up a little bit in his finger, and then it shoots off? No, it builds up like a massive blast in front of him, and then it shoots off in front of this guy. What the? And then Yuzen is completely caught up in this blast that carves out a big old portion of the city. He just barrels a hole through the ground, with Yuzen going, "How dare you, with no warning?" And then it shows that the communicator that Yuzen was going to use to contact Moro was destroyed, with Yuzen, heavily charbroiled.
What was that?
Knock that off. Don't go wrecking our planet.
As the elder Yardratian Paibara shows up.
good thing nobody actually lives in this city, but still.
Care to explain?
You just witnessed your own nascent power.
What?
Before your training here, your body and spirit were so off balance that you couldn't project your own power very well.
Meaning I've already grown stronger since I arrived.
Sure have, by leaps and bounds.
So you mean to tell me that all this time we've seen Vegeta do all of these super powerful moves, and him just be an absolute monster of a beast of a unit? his power was he was not properly balanced. He was using it. Vegeta for all this time has been nerfed. And now we're starting to see Vegeta actually show some real power. All this time, all these years, Vegeta has been nerfed. Okay, we need to keep going. Like I said, you gotta be mindful of that power.
Darn it! You okay, Boss Yuzen? What are you fools staring at? Fight back!
Right. And then two of his henchmen launch at Vegeta, and he hits them so hard they go flying into the distant city into nearby buildings, which shocks Yuzen.
Now I'm mad! You won't get away with this!
And he transforms. Oh, he's from the same species as Zarbon. That's why he looks so familiar. He's one of Zarbon's race. Now I'm mad. You won't get away with this. And he transforms into like a crocodile massive dude.
Ha! Ah! Make more clones!
Now that I've transformed, you're done for.
I've never seen a transformation before.
Yeah, I've seen plenty like him. This shouldn't be a problem. Then why don't you try me? I'll spare Lord Moro the trouble of killing you.
And as he says this, Vegeta comes in and basically dents in Yuzen's face, sending him flying.
Try you? I believe I just did. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Who exactly will you be killing?
And then Yuzen gets up and he tries to bring his, and mind you, why did I go country for a quick second there? Mind you, Yuzen has transformed and he's already muscular like Zarbon was during the whole Frieza Planet Namek situation. But he brings his arms down on Vegeta, and Vegeta isn't even phased. This is like Jackie Tristan trying to fight Renji during the Fullbringer arc. Like, this man trained to fight Aizen. Anyone underneath that can't phase him at all. This is Vegeta's anime training arc, and he's already showing massive promise. And he kicks Yuzen so hard, he goes flying up into a building, causing the entire building to tip over. Then he drops off of it, and he grips it, and I guess he attempts to hold up he pretty much holds up the entire building.
He's lifting the whole building!
And he throws it at Vegeta. And he throws it, and Vegeta just places his hand up and lightly touches the building and throws the whole building. Your boy Vegeta! Your boy Vegeta! Your boy! Ugh, look how they bless my boy. Hey, Tony, come look at this boy. Look at this man. He's strong, isn't he? He's strong. I told you this boy was going to do something with his life. That's a made man right there. That's a made man right there. This man, this absolute unit of a fella, he is what this organization needs to progress further. Go tell Tony. Go tell Philly. Go tell Big Sal. Let him know that Vegeta's here. Oh, I'm so proud of him. I made that boy. I made that boy, Tony. I'm sorry. Your boy Vegeta just got strong. I'm sorry. He just lightly taps the building and sends the building flying away in another direction. Just so casually.
You're no match for me, so just stop. This is futile. Not a chance.
And he picks up another building and throws it at Vegeta like a rolling carousel.
He's pumped it full of energy to harden it. You're done for!
And Vegeta jumps up in the path of this building and then kicks it right back at Yuzen, who then uses his own power to keep it from hitting him, and then he throws it into the air. And as he's distracted by throwing it back in the air, Vegeta comes in and kicks him directly in the midsection, causing, Yuzen to lose his composure. And after that, Vegeta kicks him even farther out into the city. He kicks him with such force, he goes through a building and near the outskirts of the city, all the way to the edge of a cliff that's outside of the city.
I told him not to wreck the place.
Woo!
And then Yuzen, having lost his transformation, is right here on the edge.
I can't allow you to run back to Moro, but if you surrender and return to the galactic prison, I won't have to kill you.
Don't you fret, Lord Moro's next target isn't this planet. It's a place called Earth. What? Oh, that sure got you worked up. Could that be the planet you call home? And as he's saying this, the ship where his henchmen are waiting for him is right underneath the cliff.
Did I hear that right? Earth's on the menu?
So that scum has set his sights on Earth, has he? On Earth, has he?
Anyhow, I'll be taking my leave now. And as he jumps off the cliff, he lands on top of the ship where he and his henchmen were, and they start to take off. Bye! And as he's flying, I think he's pretty much, as Iriko goes,
That jerk!
and as they're flying, Vegeta puts his hand up. And I guess Yuzun doesn't notice that same flaming, energy-filled building that he threw up in the air is still in the air. And before Vegeta can do anything, that same building is directly in the path of Yuzun and his henchmen. And as he's laughing to himself, and as he does this, he looks around for one split second and sees the building collide with himself and the ship he was trying to escape on, basically killing him and his henchmen. Vegeta flicked away that building like the punching machine during the World Tournament. Seriously. And after Yuzun basically took himself out with his own building, it's like, don't ever throw something into the air and then focus on that fight and then think that fight is over and then you run and then that same thing comes back and nails you directly in the head. That's what happens when you lose track of things you throw around during a fight. The very thing he tried to use to take out Vegeta, he thought he was able to defend himself by throwing it away, but he pretty much flew in the path of that same thing and he took himself out.
What the heck?
So he killed himself.
And then Iriko is just left speechless.
What now, Vegeta? Shouldn't we hurry back to Earth?
No, Earth remains untouched for now.
Huh? How can you tell?
And then the pie bar shows up.
Honing your spirit allows you to sense other spirits, even ones far, far away. I'm short on time, Paibara. Instant transmission won't cut it. I need a technique capable of bringing down Moro.
Whoa there, buddy. Show some respect. That's Elder Pie-Bar to you. And you can't go messing around with the order the lessons come in.
Fine.
Huh?
There's no point at all if he won't make it in time. And then it cuts to another distant planet that Moro is near.
I see. He truly has grown more powerful, the one called Vegeta. You found him? You found him? On the planet Yuzun ventured to, yes, though Yuzun is now dead. What? Can it be? When he transforms, he's supposed to be unbeatable. When he transforms, he's supposed to be unbeatable. What a delightful development. In that case, I shall stock up and reach the upper limits of my power before traveling to Earth. Assuming such limits even exist.
And then Saganbo is just laughing nervously.
Saganbo, find more suitable planets for me.
You got it! Then more narration. Leading up to his attack on Earth, Moro continued to devour planets throughout the galaxy. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta's training also progressed until at last, 2 months have passed. I'm so glad that we're skipping the whole 2-month time frame as well so we can get straight to the fight, because if this was in an anime, we'd have filler episodes. This is why I love manga, because there's no filler. God bless. Then it cuts to Merus as he's in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goku. Time is nearly up. Let us spar once more before taking off for Earth. Sounds good. I'll just have to use everything I've learned in here. I won't hold back either. And then Merus fully powers up. And as he's starting to power up, a halo starts to appear around Merus. And then as that happens, both he and Merus are teleported outside of the hyperbolic time chamber. What? Hey, we're outside again. Oh, it's Whis. Yo, before Merus could unleash his angelic power, and fight fully against Goku, Whis teleported them outside. And he goes, "That's quite enough." "Huh? It's you, Whis?" "But, brother. Huh? Brother? It's been ages, Merus. So you caught wind of what I was up to. I'm afraid there are no secrets between angels."
Angels? I knew you were weird, but you're an angel, Merus?
Yes, training can only be just that. Training. Clashing against each other at full strength constitutes a battle. Apologies. Even more egregious was your plan to travel to Earth and do battle against Moro. You knew. Oh, right. Angels aren't allowed to fight aren't allowed to fight except in training, right? Just so. He echoes his dad. If this was Naruto, we would have at least 50 episodes explaining every thug's backstory. I know! Oh my goodness, Naruto with the useless, pointless filler. Like, remember there was a whole filler arc where Naruto and Shino had to go to a funeral and not laugh at all in order for a certain person to get their inheritance? And it's like, what purpose does this serve? Why are we watching Naruto and Shino have a mission to attend a funeral and not laugh in an attempt to make sure that the rightful person gets the inheritance from this? Or the other one where they have to watch a bratty, snot-nosed kid, and that's just the mission, protecting a spoiled, snot-nosed kid that expects Naruto to follow his every whim. It's like, wow, there is so much useless filler. Or the time that there was these two ninja that tried to impersonate both Might Guy and Rock Lee, and everyone knew they were fake, so they put them through arduous and strenuous, back-breaking work. It's like, oh my goodness, when will this stuff ever end? Or how about the time when the Infinite Tsukuyomi happened, and we had to see filler of every person affected by it, with their own personal little side story of what their lives were like inside of this Infinite Tsukuyomi. So many characters had their own special episodes, and it's like, no, don't do this. Stop it. Get some help. Let me stop. Oh, right. Angels aren't allowed to fight aren't allowed to fight except in training, right? Just so. That explains a lot, Merus. I apologize for keeping it from you. But wait, what happens if you guys do fight? Angels who break our code are eradicated without a trace. Huh? What? Like poof? I thought angels couldn't die. It is the only means by which an angel can be removed from existence. There is no way around this truth. Such is the nature of angels. Yeesh. And then Merus doesn't say anything. On that note, I've come to inform you that your time in the mortal realm is over, Merus. Understood. Henceforth, I will be responsible for you. Be grateful that I'm not dragging you right back to the Grand Priest. And then Whis taps his staff, and Merus is fully imbued and fully covered in, angel clothing. Merus! Goku, I'm only sorry I couldn't see this through with you. And then a staff appears in Merus' hand. I have faith that you will defeat Moro. Sure, I'll figure something out. It's back to the heavenly realm with you. Yes. Until next time, Goku. And Whis just shows up and flies off with Merus. Merus is gone. Your boy was an angel this whole time. That's the reason why he was able to get the jump on Goku and Vegeta so effortlessly and so easily. Because he's Master Ultra Instinct just like Whis has. And that's why he's been the top agent of the Galactic HQ all this time. Anywho, better get myself back to Earth. And then he looks at the ship. Hold up! I gotta pilot that thing back to Earth myself? Wait, I can't do it! Come back! Whis! Come back, Whis! And that's the end of chapter 55. Onwards to the last chapter of volume 12. Wait, who is he an angel for? He's a trainee. He's not exactly an angel over a preceding universe. He's a trainee that was being trained under the Grand Priest. So why he was in Earth? I mean, the Grand Priest explained that he was sent to Earth in order to experience, the good of different universes and stuff like that, but mainly to Universe 7 to understand the concept of good and stuff. But since Merus was there for an extended period of time, he became far more biased towards the good side rather than being apathetic to morality that the rest of the angels are. Because if you notice, pretty much the majority of what angels behave like in Dragon Ball is that they're apathetic to morality, which is their entire purpose. They're not supposed to be like on the side of good or on the side of evil. They're just there to observe and advise. They're not there to fight or anything. Because if they did, they would be just basically erased from existence. Their whole job is to be guides and observers, not participators. And Merus's case, he was far more into participating in matters that fell on the side of good than him just being morally ambiguous. So it's not a matter of him being over a certain universe. He was just sent to Universe 7, sent to a universe to observe the good side of morality. But he kind of stuck on that side, and that's the reason why he joined the Galactic Patrol. But to the last chapter, Chapter 56, Warriors of Earth Assemble. And it shows Jocko flying off by himself. And then it shows numerous other Galactic Patrol members flying with him. Earth, as tons of Galactic Patrol members are flying around. And then it cuts to Jocko trying to stand over in one spot by himself, and they're wondering, like, hey, aren't you supposed to be over there? And Jocko's all like, nah, I'm going to be right here. That's what, when I'm describing this, that's how I'm describing how he is. And then Jocko gets shoved in by a bigger Galactic Patrol member, and he's all like, okay, fine, I'll go over there with them. And Jocko stands with, because he wants to remain back with everyone else, like the whole big crowd of Galactic Patrol members, rather than be front and center with the Z Warriors. Because we got the whole squad up in here. We got Chaozu, Yamcha, Tenshinhan, Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, Master Roshi, and reluctant Jocko just standing up with the rest of them. Then we get Yamcha. It's finally my chance to shine.
It's been so long, I hope I can still fight. Crud, why they gotta put me in charge of Earth, of all the rotten luck? Hey, new recruits, look sharp.
New recruits? We're pretty much the vets of protecting the Earth.
And Chaozu just looks on. Then we get Gohan.
It's finally time. Yeah, won't be long now.
Are Goku and Vegeta still not here, Jocko? I sent Goku a heads up, but we've got no clue where Vegeta is. Huh? That's bad! But given the beef those two have with Moro, I'm sure they'll show up.
Then it cuts to the lookout tower as Galactic Patrol delivers a very sleepy Boo to Hercule again.
Boo! He's been fast asleep since his last battle.
So glad you're okay, pal. Galactic Patrol or not, you'll be answering to me if you try kidnapping Boo again.
Sorry about that. Yo, Looney, what's going on? We're on the last chapter of Volume 12. And then Dende's looking on, Mr. Popo's looking on, as Eska looks back at Hercule, lamenting over Boo being kidnapped.
What does Moro's ship look like? Says Dende.
A big mothership shaped like a top with lots of little scout ships.
I probably should have described it that way when I first saw Moro's ship in the last volume. Like that one? And goes Mr. Popo as he points at Moro's ship that just appears in space. And then...
Yes, that's the one!
He's finally here, as multiple scout ships start to shoot out of Moro's main ship. And they all start flying all over the world. Start flying all over Earth.
Huh?
What the? Like one place goes to India, and it starts blowing up places. It starts blowing up places all over the world. What is that? And they blow up a place in India. What in the world? And then it cuts to a place. It cuts to either Afghanistan or an Egyptian-looking place. As one person jumps off and goes,
Hey, who the heck are you? Hand over all your treasures.
Then it cuts to either this is Russia or some other place. As Koitor, that robot whose name I could hardly pronounce, jumps in and smashes through the courtyard of this place.
Who is that?
And Koitor starts jetting out steam as he's preparing to ransack the place in hopes of finding treasure. Then it cuts back to the Z Warriors as they're sensing all these warriors going up to different places. Piccolo, what's happening?
The baddies are flying off to every corner of the world,
Says Master Roshi.
Dang it! Before the full-scale attack, they're probably planning to rob the Earth of all its treasures.
Tuh, of course.
Let's handle these far-flung convicts, while you boys fight the big boss.
And then Gohan is all like, what? Then he goes,
Off we go, Krillin!
oh, right. And then, since Master Roshi can't fly, he rides on the back of Krillin. Careful out there, you're up against vicious criminals.
Yep!
And then Tin Shinhan, let's go, Chaozu.
Yeah!
I'll head that way, says Yamcha, and they go flying off. And then we get more members of the Galactic Patrol as they do their best to go over the different places of the world to help out the Z Fighters. Split into teams and support Earth's warriors. Back them up! And they all just take off to support all the other teams. We're here to help, Agent Yamcha. Great, follow me. And then he flies off, and then some other agents are flying with Roshi.
Down there!
Here we go. And it shows Yunba beating up on some people, along with those 3 female members that were on that one planet. And Roshi and Krillin come in, and Krillin, telegraphing his attack by yelling, tries to punch Yunba, and Yunba just catches it. I'm like, why would you scream? Why would you scream, ha? It's like, y'all don't know what sneak attacks are? It's like I can't say this. I can't say it because it's a Demon Slayer spoiler, and some people are only watching the anime, so I can't say it. Dang! But why would you announce you're about to attack someone by screaming instead of just punching them? Like, do you realize how many sneak attacks would happen in Dragon Ball if people were not screaming every time they tried to attack someone, even if it's just a simple punch? But Yumba catches his punch. You again? And then Master Roshi appears behind Krillin.
I'm not the same man as before. I've been training hard.
Fine by me. Let's settle this now.
And then Roshi is hanging back and he sees the beautiful-looking alien women behind Yunba.
Yunba, we don't give a crap about this duel of yours, so we're gonna go wreck some other place.
Sure, go on then.
And then the women fly off. And then Roshi's just silently watching them fly away.
Master Roshi, this guy's way faster than he looks, so let's rush him together. Krillin, you can't go relying on your old master for everything. I'm betting you can handle this chump alone. Meanwhile, I'll go wrangle those nasty babes.
And then he goes, huh? And then Yumba manages to get a punch in on Krillin because Krillin is distracted and sends him flying into a nearby building.
I ain't waiting around.
Darn you.
And then Krillin starts clashing with Yunba. Then we cut back to Gohan. Then it cuts back to Gohan and Piccolo. There are fights starting all over the planet. Hang in there, guys.
We've got company too.
And it shows Shimareka directly above Krillin and Gohan. I mean, Piccolo and Gohan. So many names, sorry. And he lands in front of them.
Alone this time?
You wish!
And then all of a sudden, they are grabbed from behind by 73. They are grabbed by the neck, because 73 has also learned how to turn invisible. Huh?
What?
And he manages to grab both Piccolo and Gohan.
When did he?
That move came courtesy of an invisible race. You people are dumb as ever, I see. Idiot, you dropped your guard again.
Pardon me.
Idiot, you dropped your guard again.
And it shows that 73 copies the powers of both Piccolo and Gohan.
Tuh.
Any training you might have done, all totally worthless now. Since 73 copies you the way you are right now. Darn it.
And then 73 jumps a distance away, and he switches his power over to Piccolo and charges up what looks to be another special beam cannon.
Piccolo's technique again. Your own move's gonna send you to...
Well, yeah, you know.
Your own move's gonna send you to hell.
And then he shoots towards Gohan and Piccolo. And they see it, and then Gohan gets in front of Piccolo, I never noticed that their outfits have the symbol for the Galactic Patrol on them right now. I never noticed that. But Piccolo's preparing to use Special Beam Cannon while Gohan erects a shield in front of him. And it blocks the Special Beam Cannon.
A shield?
And then Gohan starts to move the shield forward and starts spinning it in another direction as Piccolo prepares his own blast.
Eat this, light of death!
And then it shows this beam, which is like an alternate version of Special Beam Cannon, and it goes straight through the shield and pierces through it and pierces straight through 73's blast, and it winds up hitting him. And then you see the blast trail off in the distance from a bird's eye view. And it's so far that the blast can be seen through all the locations of where the Z Fighters are. This blast literally traveled across the world. Because you see the perspective of Krillin versus Yunba, Roshi versus the alien babes, Ten Shinhan and Chaozu versus that Quotor guy.
Look, Ten!
That's Piccolo's. The fighting must have started back there. And it shows that 73's got his whole left side just completely obliterated. But remember, he's also part Piccolo, so now he can use his regeneration powers too.
Even with infinite stamina, it's not like he can recover immediately.
But how? How's this happening?
And then 73 regenerates his arm.
We were totally ready for him to copy our abilities.
Huh, sounds like a bluff to me. 73, that one guy is stronger. Switch over to him.
Very well. And then 73 switches his powers over to Gohan. And he tries to copy Gohan. And he throws a blast at both Piccolo and Gohan. I'm saying Gohan a lot.
Let's move.
Got it. And they both move out of the way. And then 73 scoffs and he tries to shoot at Piccolo and Gohan. As Piccolo goes, Gohan! I am saying Gohan so much. So much. And Gohan is dodging all of these shots while Piccolo shoots a shot that allows Gohan, again, how many times am I going to say Gohan in less than 30 seconds, really? He jumps off of one of Piccolo's shots and dodges all these moves from 73 as he closes in on him. And then he gets dangerously close to 73 and punches 73 so hard he goes flying into a far-off lake in the distance.
Good going, Gohan.
Seriously, this might be the most I have ever said Gohan within a short amount of time.
Good going, Gohan.
Of course, combo moves. 73 can only use one set of powers at a time, so there's no way he can dodge attacks from a duo. That can't be!
And then 73 starts to raise in the air.
We'll never lose to some copycat,
goes Gohan. Then it cuts to the city as Yamcha is facing off against some people as well, with some very similar looking craters in the ground. I'm surprised I don't see one in Yamcha's pose sitting in one of these craters.
Seems like Gohan and Piccolo's training is paying off. Darn it, you look so freaking weak.
You think? Actually, I'm one of the 3 strongest Earthlings around.
Ugh.
And they all rush towards Yamcha, and Yamcha just faces off against all of them. And he takes all of them down. Now, let's not forget, as strong as we see literally everyone else, Yamcha does have his moments. And he takes down all 3 of these other convicts while the Galactic Patrol sees this. And then he beats all of them and goes,
better round them up while you can.
Right!
And then Yamcha looks up as he senses something and goes,
I'm sensing more rampaging convicts that way. Let's hurry.
And then he flies off, and then it shows them flying to another part of the world, as Gohan and Piccolo continue to clash with 73, and they charge up attacks with Gohan going flash and Piccolo going
of death,
and they combine their attacks, and it turns into a combination blast that is basically a much more powerful looking combo special beam cannon. And it engulfs 73 in an explosion that is shown throughout most of the wasteland landscape.
Did we get him?
And it shows 73, all of his clothes have been completely obliterated. Half of his body is kind of burbling and gurgling.
No, not yet. If we don't finish him off, he'll...
he'll resort to Moro's power again.
Come on, just use it already, 73. It'll be for nothing if we end up dead.
And then 73 switches his power over to Moro, and he jumps up to the top of a pillar along with Shimareka.
Get them! Drain their energy till they're dry!
And he tries to aim in the direction of where Gohan and Piccolo are, but Gohan and Piccolo go straight towards Shimareka and 73 and kick them both in the face. Directly in the face. Wait. That's not Gohan and Piccolo. Those are shoes. Those are regular shoes. Those are not the shoes that Piccolo and Gohan wear. Who are these people? Oh. I know who this is. This is Android 17 and 18, isn't it? Yes, it's them! Yo!
Who are they?
Which one's that 7-Eleven guy? Was he the one I kicked? They say he's got no emotions, so yeah, probably. Weird. Seems pretty weak to me. You sure you even need us, Piccolo?
Yeah, you're the only ones who can finish this fight, since you androids don't have ki.
No key? What's that even mean?
Oh, duh, 7-3 can't absorb energy from the androids. Good digging, Piccolo!
Are Goten and Trunks doing okay, 18?
Yep, they're having a blast over on Monster Island. Those two were thrilled when they heard they could fill in for 17 as Rangers.
Great, that's a relief.
Now then, let's make quick work of this. I'm no fan of ganging up on enemies, but I can't have them wrecking the Earth. Plus, Capsule Corps has given us 10 million Zenny to fight. As soon as we mop up here, it's payday. Don't put it that way, 18. Makes us sound like mercenaries. Listen, I don't fight for free.
And she's talking back and forth to her brother, and Shimareka is getting upset that these two just casually came in here. And then it cuts to Moro's ship.
Tuh, pathetic. These useless fools couldn't even meet my low expectations of them.
Apologies, Lord Moro. It seems like a whole bunch of tough fighters gathered on Earth somehow.
And then Moro gets up out of his chair.
No matter. There would be no meaning in coming all this way otherwise. Now, who will be first on my menu?
And then it cuts to Yardrat as Vegeta continues to train with Elder Paibara.
Darn it, it failed. One more time.
Wait, Vegeta. Can you feel the Earth spirit?
Yes, the fighting started not long ago.
Well, shouldn't you rush over there?
No point. Not until I've mastered this technique. Besides, Moro hasn't joined the fight yet. There's still time.
Cutting it close, huh?
Now, once more, from the top, Paibara.
It's Elder Paibara.
Then it cuts to Goku.
Meanwhile, Goku was a bit lost.
Hiya, which way is Earth?
That way.
Because Goku does not know how to travel in a spaceship. And that's to be continued. And we get a bonus manga here at the end. At that moment, somewhere deep in space, Lord Frieza! Lord Frieza!
What now? Go on, spit it out.
1,000 apologies. Apparently escaped convicts from the galactic prison are ravaging the planet that was to be our next target.
The galactic prison, you say? I have heard that the prisoners incarcerated there are as nasty as they come.
The nasty prisoners, Lord Frieza? Let's avoid meaningless conflict for now and simply move on to the next planet.
Very well. Nothing good can come from mixing with criminals.
Criminals? Aren't we also criminals?
What did you say?
Nothing. Never mind.
Kikono, we are most certainly not criminals. We are most certainly not criminals. We occupy planets and exterminate their inhabitants in order to sell those planets for a tidy profit to races who are lost their own homes. We are running a business. Precisely as Berry Blue says.
Is that a problem, Kikono?
Nope.
Then get searching for other planets.
It's a big universe out there.
Yes, Lord Frieza.
And then that's what Frieza's doing right now. I feel like I could have done his voice just a tad bit better.
Is that a problem, Kikono?
Nope.
Then get searching for other planets. It's a big universe out there.
Yes, Lord Frieza.
I had to do that voice again because I feel like I got to work on it. That is the end Volume 12 of Dragon Ball Super, everybody. Whew, things are heating up. So the fighting has already begun on Earth. This is just another run through of when Frieza brought his Frieza Force all the way to the Earth, but this force is bigger as they're ransacking pretty much all over the world itself. So that's happening. Goku is lost in space, trying to find his way back to Earth. Vegeta is training with Elder Paibara back on planet Yardrat, as he's getting much stronger than he's ever been before. And Moro is scoping out who he may devour once all is said and done. So a lot is happening in the world of Dragon Ball right now, and I'm getting excited seeing all this stuff. Also, Merus is apparently a training angel, and he wasn't able to fight Goku at full strength because that violates the angel laws, and if he were to do that, then he would be completely erased, just completely eradicated without a single trace at all. So Goku didn't get a chance to see Merus at his absolute best. But we are just going to have to wait until the next volume to see where Goku stands, Vegeta stands, and pretty much where everyone else stands as they continue to fight Moro. But that's all I got for today, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. Whew, I love my job. But all seriously, though, I really do love my job. Thank you. Peace. Later, peoples. Whew, I love my job. But all seriously, though, I really do love my job. Thank you.